because that's actually often the case. In my account and my own clients' accounts is 50-50. It genuinely is 50-50 between Advantage Plus Shopping working and not working. Hey, welcome to Aussie Online Growing on Shopify. This is episode 122, and I want to talk to you today about what is working on Meta now in ads. What works with Facebook and Instagram ads today, 2025, April, March 2025, inside my ad account and my client's ad account. The last few weeks, I've seen some of the highest quality traffic in a long time that I've been driving from Meta. And if you find that your ads just don't work, then this episode is for you. I want to talk to you about what's working right now and how to balance your ad account so you're actually not throwing money down the drain. Like if you're throwing your last $1,000 at some campaigns and like just crossing your fingers, it's a terrible strategy. That's not a strategy, because what's your objective? What's your goal? And how do you evaluate how that even went? What campaigns are you using? What audiences are you using? What creatives are you using? It's not throwing $1,000 at a campaign is not a way to start out, especially if you're a beginner with ads. Sometimes it works. This is what becomes a bit of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The addictive part of running ads. If you have run ads before or you do run ads, it can feel like a bit of a game. It's kind of part of the reason I like it. I like figuring out the game, but that can lead you into strife if you get a little bit driven emotionally with just like seeing what's going to work next. I'll just try this extra thing. I'll just try this extra thing. So take a step back and think about a little bit more strategy involved. And one of my favorite things to do when I look inside any ad account is fundamentally ask myself, where am I plugging the leaky bucket? If I'm going to drive traffic with Meta, I'm going to pay for traffic. I want Meta to find me users to my website. They come to my website. The majority of them will not buy. So where am I plugging that leaky bucket? How am I capturing those leads, those users, those email addresses in other ways so that I can reach those people in other platforms that are far cheaper than Meta? AKA, or for example, email marketing. So email marketing and Meta work well, like really well together. And one of my tips I want to share with you is a perfect example of that. I have a few tips to share with you that are a bit like my Meta ads vault of expertise. I'm a bit of a Meta ads specialist. I'm in Meta all the time. On my own e-commerce stores, I've spent over $120,000 in 4 years. But looking in clients' accounts and my own accounts recently, I want to share with you my sort of my not secret, but the things I'm holding quite valuable as far as best practice and making sure I'm doing in my own account and in my clients' accounts as well. These tips that I share on my podcast are all DIY. I share all I know and I'm learning day to day in growing a business in Australia online. These are for you to take and to implement and to test yourself, or get me to do it for you. So I'm not, anything I share with you now is not just for you guys because it's free on a podcast and I do different secret stuff with my clients. It's all the same. You can do this yourself, or you can reach out to me if you just want that time back for yourself and you're not interested in learning all the ins and outs of ads. You want someone you can trust to do it for you, then I will do it for you. Or take this advice and go and try it for yourself and see what you find. If you run ads in your own e-commerce store, some of these things may not be surprising to you anyway, which would be really reassuring for you to know that you're probably on the right track and you're not kind of like really off in the weeds in a strategy that's just wasting time. Let me get into the list I have here to share with you of my super valuable things. I'm always testing and trying other things in my account and my clients' accounts too, but these things I always want to make sure override those tests. I don't want to do too many tests that are contrary to these things I have found working, because the things that are working won't work forever because it's Meta. It's always changing. So while it's working, go with it. If you are running Advantage Plus shopping campaigns that's working for you, go with it. Keep with it and keep doing that. Don't change that if it's working for you. But if it's not working for you, some of these things you may find helpful. And I've got an episode coming up actually about what to do when Advantage Plus shopping doesn't work, because that's actually often the case. In my account and my own clients' accounts is 50-50. It genuinely is 50-50 between Advantage Plus shopping working and not working. So this is about what's working on Meta in general and what's performing well in my own e-commerce store that I'm leaning heavily into at the moment. They're in no particular order, but the first one is using high quality traffic to landing pages or to URLs that aren't products. So using purchase conversion traffic to a gated sales page, to a special offer, to a wait list, to a giveaway, or to a clearance collection. What else? To a product launch. So to a PDF download, a free resource. So using purchase conversion traffic, which is high quality traffic, it's purchase intent. It's expensive, like you'll pay a lot for this traffic, but this is driving quality traffic. This is a couple of reasons why this is working, and I'm going to do it even more than this year than I currently am, is it gets you high quality users. You're driving purchase intent people. So even if I'm sending people to a wait list, they can't buy anything right there on the spot. Some of them go back to my website and do buy something. So some of these campaigns are cost neutral, but this will not be a cost neutral exercise if you're driving traffic to a wait list or to a wait list. What else? To something that's not product based. This isn't going to be a high ROAS conversion campaign. It's probably going to be less than one, but that's okay. It's not the point of this campaign. The point of this campaign is to get people who have purchase intent on my wait list and on my email, so I can then convert them in other ways that are more cost effective. This is working really well for my giveaway, and it's working really well for the waitlist I'm building towards my subscription box launch. So that's my first thing, is to think about using purchase conversion traffic in more ways than just to a product page. It actually helps your account overall as well, because I'm continuing to optimize my ad account and my pixel towards this higher quality traffic. So it's a win-win. It's great in all around, but you're not going to get a huge ROAS. You're not going to get a 2 ROAS or a 10 ROAS or anything like that from this sort of traffic. The other thing that's working for me right now is to do retargeting myself, is to do a manually built retargeted campaign with all my retargeted audiences inside to a product. And this campaign I have been swapping out every week or so, because the frequency creeps up on it quick, so you got to keep an eye on it. It's got a small budget, so it's just a small amount of conversions over the week. But this audience is seeing something new from me every week or so because I change out the product. This feels like an expensive way to get your customers to see what you already have, but it's definitely paying off for me with the amount of sales I'm getting and my ROAS on this campaign. So sending retargeted traffic to a product that changes out every now and again, like pretty often, every week or every 10 days. It could be something new. It could be a new release. It's something that I haven't seen in a while. It's new to a customer. Like it could be your oldest thing on your website, but many of your customers won't know it exists. So this is a way of getting them to see it. The other thing that helps, that is a great reason to do this sort of campaign, is it actually helps your email marketing as well. Because I have my Klaviyo account linked with Meta, then my Klaviyo users are seeing me on Meta, which is great if they have unsubscribed or added me to junk or haven't opened an email in a long time. If you're using best practices with your email marketing, which you should be, and you're only emailing your engaged leads or your engaged segments in Klaviyo or whatever CRM you use, how are some of those people going to see you again if not through an email? They might see you on Facebook or Instagram. So be sure to link your CRM with Meta so you can add those profiles, which is probably a lot. For me, it's a few thousand. It's not a huge amount. But for some of you, it will be tens of thousands of profiles. You can target them really cheap on Meta with a high click-through rate and probably a high ROAS as well when you send them to just one product. Don't overwhelm them with the catalog. This is not a end of financial year sale or Black Friday sale where you want them to see lots of things and skim through lots of things. This is just one product. You could do a few images. You can have a couple of variations, but one product to a retargeted audience to get people back to your website, to re-engage some of these people. So then they're captured into your engaged segment again. Imagine if you have a user in Klaviyo that hasn't opened an email from you in a year, and they're probably not going to see an email from you in a long time then if they're not in your engaged segment. What if they saw a Facebook ad with a product that piqued their interest? They recognize your brand because they bought from you before. Then they decide to click and head to your website. They look at the product. They don't do anything else, but they check it out. Suddenly, they become part of your engaged segment on Klaviyo, because they have viewed a product. They've been active on your site. So your engaged segment in Klaviyo should include users who have looked at a product or viewed a product or added a product or started a checkout and been on your website. That user, that email address now gets caught up in your engaged segment. It's going to help your engaged segment grow. So that's enough about that one point. Man, I could talk about that forever. It's working really well this year. So I encourage you to think about email marketing and Meta combined as a bit of a dovetail effect and like really try and integrate them a little more. You'll get cost-effective traffic with Meta, but you'll also help your email marketing do better too, which is the cheapest way to get our conversions. What's the very next step for your small business in growing online here in Australia? Often things like email marketing or Facebook ads are things that small businesses come up against often that can be really costly to solve and really hard to find someone that you trust to look after those projects. I work with small online businesses here in Australia on those two very things. They dovetail together so well. They support each other so well. In my own e-commerce store in 2024, 36% of all of my revenue came directly from email marketing efforts. And my total revenue across the year was up 30% on 2023. So I am perfectly placed to support you in growing online with your very next steps. I've sort of been told I am the small budget or baby budget Facebook ad specialist, and I totally endorse that and embrace it. I love that title. If you want to work on Facebook ads, I can work with a small budget or a large budget. Or if you want to work on email marketing inside Klaviyo or another CRM, I can build flows and segments for you to ensure your deliverability remains strong, because no one wants to end up in a spam folder that stops us from sending emails. Reach out to me for a free discovery call. You can put it right in my calendar and we can talk for 25 minutes about your business and how I'm best placed to support you for a 30-day project window. You don't need to sign up to a long, expensive retainer. We can work together one-on-one just for a small period of time to begin with on a specific project to see how well we work together and see what results I can get you and your business next. Now back to the episode. Another thing I want to share with you is inside your campaigns as a whole, when you build your campaigns in Meta, is to lean heavy on purchase conversion traffic and not too many other objectives. This is very dependent on your budget, of course. If you are only spending $10 a day on Meta, I'd be running a giveaway if I was spending $10 a day on Meta, or I'd be pushing some viewed content traffic, which still sits under the sales umbrella. When you look at objectives, I'd be pushing viewed content traffic. That's my favorite objective to use when I do ads for clients as a baby budget type scenario with a very small budget. And I'd be running some video views and some maybe engagement ads and then scooping them up as a retarget group as well. Not ongoing because it would be a very small group, but maybe every month you could do a retarget campaign to kind of see if you can get back some of those people, coax them back to your website to take a further action or a bit of a more commitment, which might be to add something to cart or might be to purchase something. So keep your other types of objectives as a small percentage of your overall campaign. So if you have a budget spend of $100 a day, don't spend $50 on viewed content, viewed content or engagement or leads or video views, and then only 50 on purchase. Skew your purchase conversion spend much higher to make sure your pixel overall in your account is really pushing and driving Meta towards that goal, and spend your other objectives that you might select as a smaller percentage of that $100. Another way this sort of approach helps you as well in running ads, when you think about that, like if you think about what percentage do I want to make sure I spend on purchase conversion traffic, no matter if it's going to a landing page or a product page or wherever, is I have found in my own ad account recently is it means that I'm now getting Meta to push past those low spenders to bigger spenders. Meta is a massively complicated algorithm that changes a lot. And one of the things that Meta does do is it targets the lower spenders, the low hanging fruit first for a new account or a low spending account. If you are an account that's not optimized to purchase heavily and you don't spend a lot on purchase conversions campaigns and you haven't over a long time, or it's a new account, you may find, I'm not going to say you will because there's no absolutes, but you may find your purchases or your customers from Meta are low spenders. They're not cheap, that's the wrong word, but they don't spend a lot. Their average order value is very small or it's minimal. I've found in the last month, probably by driving lots of really high quality traffic to my website, particularly because of my subscription box launch, that's really where this high quality traffic has been coming from, is that the sales from Meta, my first time shoppers from Meta recently, have been higher tier. They've been spending more. They're a higher spender new customer than what I was used to getting. I I believe this is just from my experience in 4 years that that's because Meta is getting me to a new bracket in what sort of traffic they're deciding to send me. Maybe it's because I'm spending a lot on purchase conversion traffic at the moment. Maybe it's because I'm spending enough in a day that means Meta pushes past the retargeting audience. Remember, Meta retargets now for us. So while I still suggest using a retargeted campaign for a specific purpose, you don't need to like retarget the same way we did 2 years ago. Meta will retarget anyway. They want to get the low hanging fruit. But my experiences and my feeling is that now, because of what I'm spending in a day, Meta is pushing my account past those lower tier customers who shop with a lower order value and is pushing me to a higher bracket of first time customers who spend a higher value. So that's why I think this is worth trying. And another reason why I think you should skew your account heavily towards purchase conversion traffic, even if you're not sending them to a product page, or send traffic to different product pages. But decide what budget you want to do for this and then let it ride. Stick it for a long time. Make sure your ad account builds up enough data and pixel information and optimization over like a year. This is not something you can turn on a brand new ad account tomorrow and expect to see the same results that I'm getting at the moment, because my account's been there for 4 years. It's got over 100 grand worth of data inside, which for me is a lot. For some of you listening and watching, it's not a lot because you're a bigger business and you've been on Meta before and you probably have a higher threshold for being able to spend more in your advertising. But if you're a small business like me with a small e-com store, then that's a lot of data for me, and I'm giving Meta the rein to go and do a lot with that. The other point I want to make is, if you want to run Advantage Plus shopping, you have before, it didn't work, you are now, it is working, you've never tried it, you're considering it, then make sure whatever you decide to do, spend at least $50 a day with Advantage Plus shopping. Don't even bother with a smaller amount than that. It's still a massively volatile campaign. For me personally, not working in my account at all. For one of my clients, it is working in their account. For me, it worked in my account at the start of the year, then stopped working. For me, it worked across Black Friday, then stopped working. For me, it worked in April 2024, then stopped working. For me, in October 2024, I spent $1,000, got nothing. For me, in March 2025, I've spent about $500, not working. That's just to illustrate to you it's a volatile campaign. So test it. You need to test it. You need to set a big enough budget aside that you can leave an ad running for 14 days without touching it at $50 a day minimum. Ideally a bit more, but it really depends on your niche and what sort of products you sell and what your average order value is. But start at $50 a day and let it run for 14 days before you touch it and before you evaluate it. So try it, don't try it, just don't bank on it. Like my next episode will be like what to do if that doesn't work. If you go ahead and spend $1,000 on Advantage Plus shopping and it doesn't work, the next episode will be for you. If it does work, stick with it and like milk it for all it's worth while it's working, because it may not continue working for the whole year. So while it is working, don't touch it, don't turn it off, let's let it do its thing. And did you know, just in case you didn't know, Advantage Plus shopping is a different algorithm. So when I'm talking about the manual purchase conversion campaigns that are working really well inside my ad account for me at the moment personally, that's a different algorithm to the Advantage Plus shopping algorithm. Completely different algorithm. It's not just a different campaign. Meta uses a different algorithm. So that's why you can see such drastic differences. That's why Advantage Plus shopping, for whatever reason, isn't working for me at the moment, but purchase conversion is, so I'll stick with that. Or maybe for you, Advantage Plus shopping is working really well for you. Then don't even bother with purchase conversion. Stick with Meta's AI Advantage Plus shopping and let them take the reins for that if it's working. The last point I want to make is add more creatives to your ad set. So when you build an ad, and I'm going to say even no matter the budget, add a couple of other creatives in as well. More creatives is better moving forward with Meta. So add more creatives. I launched a campaign 10 minutes ago before I jumped on here to talk to you, and it's a small budget campaign as well, but I've added 2 creatives to it. I could add more, but I thought, you know what, let's at least add a second one. And I need to keep that in mind now moving forward, because that worked well for me with my subscription box waitlist build. I had 12 creatives across 2 campaigns, and they continued to work well. They remained out of learning phase. They were inactive for the whole time I had them running, which is nearly a month. I kept them going, and they continued to stay active and keep getting me great results and great data and great click through and great email signups to build my waitlist. And that was with 12 creatives across 2 campaigns. More creatives definitely does work. It will help your campaign with longevity. It'll help your campaign with, it'll help you Meta find the users based on the creative you give it, and then try some of the AI stuff. The AI stuff I barely touched last year because it was terrible. But with my wait list for my subscription box launch, I didn't use the AI features, like the AI generated backgrounds, not some of the other enhancements, just the AI generated backgrounds. But for the campaign I ran last week, I did select 2 of the AI generated backgrounds. And for a client's account on Monday that I launched new ads, I selected 4 of the AI generated backgrounds because they were really good for her campaigns, which means there's like 4 creative options just like that out of the blue. Like, Meta's going to keep doing that and keep leaning into that. So I encourage you to get familiar with it and start testing it and coming back. Each ad you build, go and check the AI generated options, because some of them might be really good, and it just gives more creative scope for Meta to try and test. That's my last point. I didn't even number them, but that's my key things about what is working now on Meta for your Facebook and Instagram ads at early 2025. I'll come back and do another one in probably 6 months, because this list may be vastly different in 6 months' time. But for now, I encourage you to take some of these away for yourself and test them inside your own account, or make tweaks to the campaigns you already have and the practices and the strategy you already have for your own e-commerce store, and try some of these things if you haven't before. Or reach out to me and I will do this for you inside your account and build some campaigns based on your budget and your goals, and make sure I implement my own best practices here and the learnings I have had in the last 4 years of advertising on Meta. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You can find me at Aussie Online Growing on Shopify.com.au. I'll see you next time. Hey, keep learning.